Hello, my name is Corey Anaya Griffith. I'm a student at Fort Valley State University, and here is my group's research on colorism and self-esteem. Our study examined the relationship between colorism and self-esteem. Although physical characteristics affect self-esteem, we wanted to see if colorism had the same effect. Colorism can be defined as a prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. We see this a lot in media where darker-skinned African Americans aren't represented, and it creates a privilege for lighter-skinned African Americans, which ultimately affects racial systems impacting education, income, marriage, job placement, housing, and social status for Black Americans. In Thompson and Keith's study, they examined the association between gender, skin tone, self-efficacy, and self-esteem among African American men and women. The results showed that skin tone negatively impacts one view of self-efficacy and self-esteem. As previously stated, the purpose of our research was to examine the effects colorism has on self-esteem of minority women. Our study consisted of a sample of 8 African American females aged 19 to 55 who were college students and also gave consent to participate in our study. Our variable self-esteem was operationalized by using the Rosenberg self-esteem scale, and our variable skin tone was operationalized by using the Fitzpatrick skin type scale. Here's an example of the Fitzpatrick skin type scale that was shown to our participants. And here are the 6 questions that were given to our participants during the focus group. Our study consisted of a qualitative design where our results were defined as subjective due to the responses being influenced by personal opinions or feelings. We chose to do a focus group to directly hear from our participants. So our data was collected by 3 researchers at a local university, and our participants completed a demographic sheet and identified their skin tone. During the focus group, the response to 6 questions were recorded for accuracy, where 2 minutes were given after each question to respond. In total, the focus group lasted for an hour. We used content analysis to go through all of our responses. And our results for question 1 included the majority identifying with caramel brown, which was associated with type 6 on the Fitzpatrick scale. The results for question 2 consisted of the majority discovering the advantages and disadvantages of skin color from others in society. For example, some of our participants mentioned getting picked on or treated differently for having darker skin. Our results for question 3 included messages about skin tone being received from motherly figures and that they were encouraging messages. The results for question 4 consisted of the majority of the participants being affected, having skin color being affected by social life more so than anything else, such as education, success, or employment. The results for question 5 indicated that half of the participants learned not to let others' opinions or stereotypes affect their feelings of themselves, and they wanted to pass this lesson on to future generations. And the results for question 6 included the majority of participants reporting that skin tone affected interpersonal relationships because their skin was not lighter. So our hypothesis was supported, being that the injustices that our participants experienced caused a sense of low self-esteem that some deal with on a daily basis. One of the strengths of our study using a qualitative design was that we were able to have a broader range of information that included personal and group feelings, and we were also able to seek clarification. One of the limitations of our study using a qualitative design was that the responses may have been influenced by others. Women all over the world have a certain idea of beauty and how that looks. However, minority women aren't always portrayed, and therefore, beauty doesn't always align with themselves. Here are our references. Thank you.